hope that the others will be able to open their videos as well because we want to see your beautiful faces as we learn together this this afternoon, at least here in the Philippines. To call on our resource speaker for this day, to bless us with her knowledge, to guide us and give advice, especially to us working professionals. She is currently working as a training manager and a career consultant in university in mainland China, helping business and undergraduate students in career planning. She has also worked as an IT company in an IT company as a corporate trainer for more than 10 years. She completed her MBA in 2016 and became a TEFL certified in 2016 and obtained her Global Career Development Facilitator that was a mouthful. Global Career Development Facilitator certification in 2020. Her mantra is share, inspire, and make a difference. With pride and excitement, I would like to call on our resource speaker, Miss Laila Tungcab.
Thank you very much, Alyssa. So Alyssa already mentioned that I'm a certified global career development facilitator. So I really want to share something to you, some of my experiences and my knowledge about this workshop. Okay, so let me give you a background first. It's like why we have these workshops, like Saturday. Come on, Laila, we're supposed to have a rest. Okay, and then now, some of my friends, I invited them, come on, you have to support me. I invited some of my family members. It's good for you to learn. So, okay, hopefully I will not be wasting your time. Okay, but let me give you a background here, okay? So first one is that, of course, my friend Sheila Cancino and also fellow Toastmaster, oh my gosh, she's so humble, but she has a lot of achievements, okay? And it's not really a flattery. So when I asked her, said, Sheila, can we organize a workshop? And she's very supportive, said, Laila, let's go, right? So she's also very generous in helping people. So basically the reason why I want to organize this workshop is basically to help people. Okay, so that's the first one. And Sheila and I think we have the same goal. So she immediately said yes to me. Okay, second one, I'm not sure if my nephew is here, okay? So second one that really motivated me to organize this workshop is because a few weeks ago, I helped my nephew to polish his resume. So he's a typical computer programmer, a typical developer. So, timid, very shy. He doesn't really like to brag his achievements. And then he approached me and said, Auntie, since I am not getting any interview, so I'm not getting any interview because he's looking for a job that time. And I said, okay, let me check your resume. And then he gave me his resume and I said, okay, yeah, you have a beautiful face, but I don't think the hiring manager or the recruiter will really call you with this resume. So, to make the story short, I polished his resume back and forth, like we did it for 2 weeks, okay, including his offer letter and everything. So recently he got a job, thank you, but maybe not because of the resume, because he got a recommendation. But the thing is that really motivated me. If I can help my nephew, then why not other people? Right? So that's the reason why I immediately told Sheila, let's organize a workshop. So probably you can. So it's good to always have your resume ready. And also to understand and demonstrate your qualifications and skills. So going back to my nephew, typical programmer, he doesn't want to brag. So, but when you're applying for a job, you have to sell yourself. You have to make sure that you're gonna stand out. And third one, the reason why we're here is for you to craft a compelling resume to help you stand out. So basically, I did not write a resume, but I used the word craft. It means you have to use a skill, you have to use some creativity, and don't just write it, but you really have to do something to make your resume stand out. Okay. So now let's have a poll. I want to ask you. So these are the objectives, but I want to know the reasons why you're here. Okay. So maybe our founder, Forest founder Sheila, can share the poll. So What is your reason for attending this workshop? So is it to prepare for an employment? So currently I'm looking for a job. Or number two, yeah, I want to consider a career change. Or number three, no, Lila. So the peak is an exception. Okay. I remember there's one student here, and when I read her resume, it's like bloody red. Okay, I couldn't recognize her accomplishments, but the first thing that I was attracted to was the color. It's red. Maybe it's her favorite color. She thinks it's really lucky because here in mainland, red is a lucky color. So yeah, I would suggest to make it simple and plain and professional and neat. Okay, just to be safe. Maybe not all recruiters will love this red color. So that's my suggestion. Okay, next one is bold or capitalize the title. Why are we bolding or capitalizing the title? The reason is because we want to have a visual impact. Okay, so when I see education, oh, okay, when I see let's say professional experiences, I can easily see that. Okay, so that's why we're using bold or capitalize. Okay, next one is the format or the margins and other details. So you can customize the margin. Let's say a high school student, let's say, okay, like my daughter, Feifei. I said, Mom, I don't have anything, or I don't have a lot of things to put on my resume. So we try to, make the space a little bit bigger, like 1 inch. So you can try, you can customize it. It could be 0.5, 0.75, or 1 inch. So that's acceptable. Okay? So it really depends. I said, oh my gosh, I only have 2 working experiences. How am I going to do that? So it's fine. And later we will tell you, I said, Laila, what should I put? I don't have a lot of work experiences. And Sheila mentioned we have volunteer experience, you have what else? Professional affiliation. So these can also be included on your resume. Okay, so yes, moving on, put a space for every section. Again, what we want is repeatability. Okay, so we want to make it clear and neat, right? And align the same info items. That's very important. I've seen some of my students, oh my gosh, it's like some of them, they even put it in the middle. So all the contents are in the middle and it's hard for me to read it. Okay, so align, for example, the dates. So put it on the right side. Or for example, your bullet points is a little bit indented. So yeah, try to align all those items, okay? And include bullet points. Well, again, it really depends for the bullet points because one of my leaders right here, Dan, he doesn't really like, and he's a very seasoned admissions officer, and he doesn't like bullet points, right? But for a standard one, we're using bullet points to itemize and to make it clear, okay? Because for CV, sometimes we don't put bullet points, we just put our qualifications, our publications, etc. So you can see the difference. Okay, next, 5 C's. So I hope you can remember these 5 C's. Number 1 is consistent. Your resume should be consistent. So when you are writing your experience, use present tense if you are still working or for current employer. One example, very good example that I also saw from my students, sometimes they're using gerund phrase, gerund, or like ing form of the verb. So if you're going to use, for example, collaborate, let's say present, use collaborate with leaders, blah, 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 blah. Or for example, analyze. So use the right form of the verb. Don't use collaborate with leaders. And then next bullet point, you will say facilitating. So it's inconsistent. So use just a present for a present form of the verb. If you're going to use an ing form of the verb, then use it. Make it consistent, okay? Another consistency, another example, for the date, right? So if you're using SEP like September, then use this abbreviation for all your dates. Don't use SEP and then others, October, OCTO. So that also gives inconsistency to your resume, okay? So these are just some very simple example. Okay, next, clear. Another C is clear. I always mention it. Is it readable? Can the reader easily understand what you have written? Is the format clear? Avoid messy resume. So polish and read your resume again and again, and make sure that someone reads it for you. Okay? So again, I'll go back to my nephew. So if someone, another pairs of eyes will read it, then it will be better. So we can spot. So don't be shy. Say, oh my gosh, my resume, I don't want to show it to anybody. No, you need some help, okay? Especially if you're not sure of your grammar. Because even for me, sometimes I said, oh my gosh, I'm not sure of my grammar. Or sometimes I miss, like we overlook some spelling mistakes. So it is important that someone reads it for you, okay? So clear. Next, convincing. We say that resume, we want to sell ourselves. So your resume should promote and showcase your experience and skills as much as possible. Be specific in your descriptions. So for example, you're going to present your experience. Don't just say, let's say Sheila is a manager, right? Sheila, instead of saying manage a team to, let's say, to analyze a data, manage a team to analyze a data for blah blah company, right? Sheila can mention manage a team of 20, so it's quantifiable. Manage a team of 20 to increase the sales to 50%, blah blah blah, and analyze the report, blah blah blah, right? So make it more powerful, make it more convincing. So I'll go through it quickly because later I'll give some examples. And make it concise. So another C is concise. The goal of concise writing is to use the most effective words. It doesn't mean short. Well, it is technically, but concise writing does not always have the fewest words, but it always uses the stronger ones. So instead of saying did analysis on this report, blah blah blah. So you could use, or you could replace did. You can say analyze or implemented, executed. That's more powerful than using the word did. Okay. Okay. Next one, customized. Resume. I'm telling you, resume is not one size fits all. Okay. So again, going back to my nephew. Oh my gosh, he said, Auntie, you're selling me. Okay, don't, what he did, I think he has only one resume, and he sent it to all the employers. I'm telling you, please don't do that. If you want to have, or if you want to apply for a job, always check the job description, okay? Let's say my nephew is applying for an IT company or a technology company. It doesn't mean they have the same requirements. You have to check the job description. What do they need? Do they need more of a technical skill or more of a soft skill? Some top companies, let's say Big Four, right? They also care about your soft skills, your teamwork, your collaboration, your public speaking skills, your presentation skills. They need it. So if they're looking, for example, if good at communication, both in English or, for example, Mandarin, right? Or a teamwork player. When you are writing your experiences, you can highlight that. Why? Because with some big companies, they usually use a scanner. Okay. Another fact that I want to say. Example, Google. Do you know that Google reviews 3 million resumes? Okay, according to inc.com. They review 3 million resumes per year. So it means 250,000 per month. So they're using this machine. Now, it is important to put some keywords, right? So if, let's say, Deloitte or some other companies, they're looking for keywords like teamwork, team spirit, communication skills, presentation skills, you should include it in your experience statement. That's why we need to customize it, okay? I said, Laila, are you telling us to lie? Of course, I'm not telling you to lie, but we call it customization, okay? So you customize, let's say, again, I want to use my nephew. He worked in an education institution, but he's applying for an IT company. So what's the relevance of the two? So what I suggested my nephew is that you can tweak this a little bit and you can focus more on your IT thing, on this educational, what you did, and then that will be more customized. So when they see it, your information is not irrelevant, okay? So because he did some IT things there, but he also deal with students. But what is the relationship of IT company and educational institutions? So you have to customize, and maybe I suggest like 10 to 30%, you can customize your resume, okay?